Good evening, and welcome back to another episode of Coffee with a Kick. Keegan's over there, I'm over here. I'm Xander, that's my name. I have no follow-up to my own setup, so I'll just keep moving.
Don't wear it out. That's your name, and don't wear it out.
I was gonna make like some sort of joke, like you're not going to wear it out, because like I don't even understand what that saying means exactly. But I thought that it was an ill-conceived joke that wouldn't be funny. So instead, I'm doing a really dry diatribe on why I didn't say a joke that wasn't going to work in the first place. And no one is finding it interesting. I am highly certain. Anyways, if you're still here, which you may or may not after that, go ahead and drop a like on the video, drop a comment on the video, drop a subscribe, hit that ringing bell. I was about to sing that song from the 50s or about ringing my bell, but I believe that one has some sort of innuendo undertones, so I'm going to leave it alone. I don't want to sing it anyways.
Maybe it's cold outside.
Yes, that's the exact one. It's definitely innuendo. It's not direct or anything.
It's up to interpretation.
Tonight, we are going over the reverse fixture, first week of reverse fixtures for the Champions League, doing a little bit of a breakdown of the table situation, giving you halfway through group stage, look at things. Looking at the schedule, this is truly a reverse fixture because all these games are the same as last match day, just opposite home teams. Do they do that every year?
I don't know if they do it the exact same way, but this year it seems like they're literally going match day 1 will be 6.
It's like 5. A full mirror, just like it's like a snake draft of a group stage, sort of. Does that make sense? I think that makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense. Also, they flipped it so that E through H is going on the first match day, and everyone else in A through D. Yes, A through D goes on second match day. So we get to start with Group E. Which is Feyenoord and Atletico Madrid. Feyenoord up top at 6 points right now, as everyone expected. Feyenoord up top, Atletico Madrid 5 points, Lazio 4 points, and Celtic at 1. So really, this group is still quite up in the air. And it's anyone's game. The match days themselves are Madrid hosting Celtic and Lazio hosting Feyenoord. How do you have this shaking out for this match day? What are you looking for in Feyenoord?
I think Feyenoord getting the 3-1 victory in the reverse fixture, I really think they're going to park the bus. I think it'll be 1-1, and I really think that Feyenoord's just going to get out with a point because they're on top. If they get a point from this, they just need maybe 1 or 2 more and they're virtually in.
And they've got Celtic coming up. So it's definitely strategically that's what you're looking for. And by the same token, I think Lazio will be pressing quite a bit because if they're going to get it, they need to get more points out of Feyenoord than Feyenoord needs to get points out of them, obviously, because they're ahead of them. But this is a really important fixture for Lazio itself. I think that Lazio being at home, it helps them, obviously. I think they take it 2-0, actually, for Feyenoord. And then for the Atletico Madrid and Celtic matchup, I think that Madrid comes into this one prepared and ready to take on Celtic. Celtic caught them quick in the last one, and they don't have the home side for them. I think this one shakes out more along the lines of what we would expect from the first one, with a 3-0 victory for Celtic. For Madrid. for Celtic. Celtic goes into Atletico Madrid's place and takes it 3-0.
After hyping up Atletico Madrid, they lose.
Reverse that.
Yeah, I'm going to go a 1-0 Atletico Madrid victory.
A nice classic slog from Atletico.
Yeah, they got DePaul's on a red card. He's their tried and true CDM. So I don't know. I don't think Celtic goes in there and gets a point. No. But I think Atletico Madrid finds a way. They win 1-0. They haven't impressed me in the Champions League. So
they have not. For sure, they have not.
would not shock me. That's for sure.
Then we move to Group F, which is shaping up to be quite. I mean, Group of Death. It's well contested. The whole thing. PSG leads it at 6 points. Dortmund and Newcastle both stand at 4, with the head-to-head going to Dortmund, so that's why they're ahead. And then AC Milan bring up the rear at 2 points. But again, this one is fully up in the air, with the matches being AC Milan hosting PSG and Dortmund hosting Newcastle.
Yeah, I have a 2-1 Milan victory. I think they're going to understand the pressure of the moment, because if they don't get points here, it's going to be really hard for them to move on. So I think they get all 3. And I think Newcastle gets all 3 in Dortmund.
Really?
Dortmund, I think, has lost their last 3 home matches in all competitions.
Wow.
So
unusual for them.
They're home to their advantage. I think it continues. So I think a 2-1 Newcastle win.
A double 2-1 match day for Group F there. I think that PSG solidifies their place at top of the group here against Milan. I think it's not easy, but I think they take it kind of reverse of yours as 1-2 for PSG. And then for Dortmund and Newcastle, it depends on which Newcastle shows up. I think that... Oh, and you had. Sorry, I wrote that backwards. It's 1-2 that you had it. I think that listen, I want Dortmund to win this one because I think I had them moving on. Hold on, let me flip back to my other notes. Where did they go? I don't think I have that page in here right now. That's all Pokemon stuff. No, it's on my desk somewhere, and I don't want to search for that. I think I had Dortmund going on, so I will continue to have them going on and drawing Newcastle at home. So, at least not a loss. I think that's going to be 2-2, a draw there for Dortmund and Newcastle, because that's what I want. And then we'll go down to Man City's group, Group G. This one's already done. Man City's on 9 points. Leipzig's on 6 points. Young Boys and Svernesvedja 1 point apiece because they drew each other. So that's cool. City gets Young Boys at home. They don't have to go play at altitude in the rain on artificial turf. And Svernesvedja gets to host Leipzig in... Oh, shoot. I forget where Svernesvedja is from now. It's escaped my brain. Belgrade? Where's Belgrade? I can't remember. They're in Belgrade. Because it's Belgrade, Red Star Belgrade? Something like that. I don't care. Man City is going to win, and Leipzig is going to draw, I've decided, with Svernesvedja 1-1. And City is going to win. I don't know. What seems reasonable? I'm going to go with 4-1 in that one. I'm going to be kind to Young Boys.
Yeah. Wikipedia says that Futbolski Klub Svernesvedja, commonly referred to as Svernesvedja or simply Svedja or simply Red Star Belgrade, they're from Serbia.
Serbia, that's it.
They were founded March 4th, 1945, on the backs of World War II. And I think that's going to propel them, that history.
Prior to the end of World War II for Europe, right? You said March 5th?
March 4th.
Yes, that's before the end of World War II.
So these guys, the war, they became a club. And I think that's gonna drive them in this game to get a 2-1 victory.
Whoa.
They're going to remember their roots 86 years ago, 88 years ago. So simply Svedja is going to win. And,
I love spreading a good bit of Simply Svedja on my toast in the morning. I don't know. It sounded like a Greek yogurt sort of thing or something. I don't know.
Some sort of a Serbian Nutella mix, probably.
Hey, I don't know what they grow in Serbia aside from tennis players.
Novak would know.
Yeah, Novak would know. It's going to be something crunchy because I know Novak's very he's a very organic sort of guy. Anyway, how bad do you slate City for winning? Are you going to go with 9-0 this time?
I think I'll go 7-0.
7-0. You just want it to happen.
We just beat Burnley 6-1.
You did.
6-1. And I don't know. It's going to be at home. The conditions don't look like they're going to be too bad. So I think they just take
change of pace for EPL matches, that's for sure. It's been gross. For City matches, it's been gross over there in England.
Yeah, we basically rested 4 starters on the weekend, 4 young boys, because we knew we had to set a precedent for them. So
yeah, definitely have to worry about young boys. Well, you win this one, and basically you can just like coast for the other 2 matches of Group G, because you'll have locked away. I mean, depending, I guess, on what Leipzig and Sverige does, you maybe need to worry about it. But if you win this one, you're through at the very least. You're already basically through, but you're definitely through if you win this one. Anyways, we'll move down to Group H, which is also not super close. There's a little bit of tussling that could happen there in 2 and 3, but Barcelona's got full points so far, 9, FC Porto 6, Shakhtar Donetsk 3, and Antwerp is not good. They are at -9 goal difference. That's losing each game by at least 3 on average. I can't remember the actual results. But Shakhtar gets Barcelona in whatever stadium they're using because they can't play in Ukraine. And then FC Porto gets Antwerp in Portugal, right? They're in Portugal.
Yeah, it looks like they're playing in Hamburg, Germany.
Hamburg, Germany, following up the Colts. We just played, I think, were we in Hamburg? We'll be in Hamburg? I think we're going to Hamburg. That's a totally different type of football.
This upcoming weekend, they're playing in Hamburg.
Yeah, playing the Patriots in Hamburg. The game that everybody wants. Yeah, but I think that Barcelona gets their 3. I think it's a pretty slow match, just kind of a really dull 0-2 victory. And then for Porto and Antwerp, I think it's 3-1. Porto over Antwerp. Antwerp's just not good, but it's at least not 3 goals that they lose by.
Shakhtar played pretty well when they played Barcelona, wherever Barcelona plays. I think they come out with a 2-1 victory.
Wow.
Shakhtar, because I have Shakhtar going through. So I got to have them pull through the win. Now, Antwerp, I think that they want to be, they're like Burnley. They want to be really good. They want to play with the big boys. But they're going to lose 3-0. And that's going to be them playing a good game.
Yeah, that's about the shape of things for them generally. They only have 3 goals for, so I guess a 4-1 would be more apropos of their previous performance. But yeah, I don't think they've got a chance. I've almost found my rankings here. Anyways, we'll move on. That is the end of Tuesday action. We'll move up the table to our A boys, the Group A teams, which is Bayern Munich on 9 points, Galatasaray on 4. Manchester United kept themselves in it. They're on 3 points, and Copenhagen not out of it yet at 1. And it is going to be gay. It's the abbreviation for Bayern, B-A-Y. Bayern Munich versus Galatasaray in Bayern. And then Copenhagen hosts Manchester United.
Yeah, Man U in the Premier League and in the Champions League continues to just sliver by. I think that ends this weekend. I think they lose 3-1 in Copenhagen.
Whoa.
And I think Ten Hag gets fired immediately after the game.
That would be a bad result, for sure. And then for Bayern and Galatasaray?
I think it's a 2-2 draw. I think Galatasaray puts up a fight.
I mean, that's a decent result from them. Yeah, I think I've got United sneaking past like a 2-1 victory. And then for Bayern, the question is like, do they sit anyone for this one? You know, do they kind of take the pedal off the gas? I don't know. I'm just gonna give it to him. I'm gonna give it to him 2-1. Also 2-1.
All gas, no brakes.
Yeah, I mean, they haven't been impenetrable by any means, so them giving up a goal is not outrageous. But for Group B, another one that is quite open. I mean, there's a good bit of distance, but it's really anybody's group at this point. Arsenal on 6 points, Lens on 5, Sevilla on 2, and PSV on 2. I mean, you flip a couple of these results here, and you could really see this table get shooken up real good. I don't think that will happen. I think that Arsenal takes care of business against Sevilla. I think that they win. I think they win 3-0. And then for PSV and Lens, I think that Lens will be upset that they drew PSV at home. I think that they would have, definitely like to get more points out of that. And I think that they steal another point back from PSV on their home side is in a 1-1 rather dull match.
I have PSV winning 3-1.
Wow.
I think they come out hot. They show Lens what's up. And then I have Sevilla winning 2-1.
So you're just going for total chaos here.
I don't think Arsenal has the mentality to bounce back after their first loss of the season to then immediately in a couple days just play again. So I think they lose again, and I think they start to crumble a little bit. I think they ultimately go through, but I don't know. They'll make it interesting.
That would definitely make it interesting. 6 points and then 3 teams at 5.
Yeah.
That makes it for an interesting last 2 match days. Then for Group C action, Real Madrid's on a full 9, Napoli on 6, Braga on 3, and Union Berlin. So much promise, but they've lost I don't know. Let me check their recent domestic, but they were at one point, they lost 9 straight matches in all competitions, which, if you don't know, is not good. Let me see if they've won anything here recently. Nope, lost to Frankfurt, lost to Stuttgart, lost to Bremen. Yeah, nope, they're on a 12 match losing streak, I believe. So that's really, it doesn't bode well. I think they sneak a point here, and they're super happy about it. I think that they sneak a point against Napoli, just a 1-1 draw. And then I think this Braga one has me interested. It does. But I don't think it shakes out. I think they get another late heartbreak, and Madrid takes full points here. I think that it goes 3-2 for Madrid and Braga.
I'll keep it simple. Both matches end 3-1. Real Madrid and Napoli advance. That's my weekend.
It would not necessarily wrap up the group, but well, yes, it would. Would it? I don't know.
Technically, yes, Braga could
still do it, but Napoli would have to lose against Union Berlin, and that seems unlikely. And then for last group, Group D, we've got this one's pretty salted away. I mean, we don't know who's going to get first necessarily, but it's Real Sociedad on top of Inter on goal difference, I believe. Yes, on goal difference. Inter also at 7, like I said. Salzburg. I didn't say it like I normally do. RB Salzburg has 3 points, and Benfica, a really disappointing 0 points thus far. They have not scored in the Champions League.
Yeah, I don't think that changes.
Really?
I have a 2-0 Sociedad victory. Benfica, they might think that the back half is their half. It's not. It's a good thought. But they just haven't threatened at all. And I do think Salzburg beats Inter 2-1. I think they make it interesting. I think they beat them 2-1.
That would make it interesting. Definitely. Give them a shot at it at least. I think I'm going to agree with you here on RB Salzburg. I think that they're at home. They know that this is a must-win scenario. They need the 3 points here, so they're going to be throwing a lot at it. It's going to open them up in the back, and maybe they're up 1-0, and then it goes 1-1, and they end up pulling away with 2-1. But for Sociedad, I think that they lock up first here, get 3 points out of it. But I do think Benfica get a consolation goal. No, I changed my mind. They don't. It's a 1-0 victory for Sociedad because Sociedad's only given up 1 goal against thus far in the Champions League. So they're not ones to mess around. And Inter either. I mean, they've only given up 2. So it's not a lot of goals in this group here. I mean, it just not a lot. 4 for Real. There's been, 11 goals across all the matches so far. Not a lot happening. But yeah, that brings us to the end of match day 4, the pivotal match day 4. And we will see where we sit after this. Anything else you have on the table for this episode?
I like Matchweek 4 because there's so much that could happen. I hope that some drama happens, but some of these groups you already know they're put away. They're done and dusted. A couple of groups, maybe.
About half. I think we've got about like half are done and dusted. And then we've got the other half kind of split between like, there could be something and something like, I don't know what's going to happen here. I'm confused. I'm startled.
Yeah, I just don't want it to get to where all the groups by the last match week is just who's going to get the Europa League spot.
Yeah, it's like who cares at all about these last couple matches? Hopefully so. I think some of them will shape up that way. But, time will tell. Anyway, that is the end. That is the match day that will be match day 4. And until then, we will see you tomorrow morning for the recap episode for the Premier League, which had some fireworks, had some snoozers, had some wild matches, had some shocking results, truly shocking results. But you'll have to wait for that until the morning. In the meantime, why don't you go ahead and grab some coffee, watch some soccer, and I'll see you tomorrow. Swartopia.